Welcome back to another episode of Train for Life Fitness Podcast.
It's great to be here.
I was just looking at my fitness tracker this morning, and it really hit me. We're all just obsessed with data, right? Steps, heart rate, calories.
Oh, absolutely, especially with food. It's like we're all playing a game of macro Tetris.
Macro Tetris, I love that.
Yeah, did I hit my protein or my carbs off by a couple of grams? And if the numbers add up at the end of the day, we think, great, mission accomplished.
Exactly. But today we're doing a deep dive on the one thing most of us, we just completely ignore it. We're going beyond what we eat and we're tackling the when. We are talking about nutrient timing.
And honestly, this is the missing piece of the puzzle for so many people. You can eat all the perfect foods, but if you're not putting the fuel in at the right time, it just doesn't work as well.
It's like putting gas in the car after you've already finished the road trip.
Precisely. Nutrient timing is just the science of matching your fuel intake to your body's actual real-time demands.
And for this, we're looking at a guide on nutrient timing for fitness, which is all based on this Let's Roar philosophy. And the promise here is pretty big. It says getting this right can improve energy, speed up recovery, and even support muscle growth.
That's the holy grail, isn't it? Building muscle and actually keeping it.
But the part that really hooked me was the claim that we can do all this without a crazy, super strict schedule. We're not talking about setting alarms to eat boiled chicken in the middle of the night.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
That is just not sustainable for anyone. This isn't about military precision. It's just about, basic biology.
How so?
Well, the way your body processes, say, a bagel right before a heavy workout is completely different physiologically from how it processes that same bagel while you're sitting on the couch.
So it's all about context.
It's about utilization. When you're active, your body is in use it now mode. When you're sedentary, it's in storage mode. We're just leaning into that.
Okay, let's unpack this. We'll structure this deep dive like a day of training. So let's start, before we even get to the gym. Segment 1, the pre-workout strategy, or as the source calls it, fueling the engine.
Right. And the goal here is performance. Simple as that. You're eating to make sure you have enough energy, enough glycogen to get you from that first warm-up to the very last rep.
But it's not a one-size-fits-all thing. The guide splits this into two different windows. I kind of think of them as the I'm a planner window and the oh no, I'm late window.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Let's start with the planners. This is when you've got about 2 to 3 hours before you train.
Okay, so I've got time. My stomach isn't going to be sloshing around. What's on the menu?
Because you have that digestion time, you want a full, balanced meal. The source recommends a trio: protein, complex carbs, and a little bit of healthy fat.
Can you give us an example? Complex carbs can sound a little abstract.
Sure. Think about the classics: chicken, eggs, or Greek yogurt for your protein. Pair that with something like oats or brown rice. Those are your complex carbs. Then add a good fat source like some avocado or a handful of nuts.
So the classic bodybuilder lunch, chicken, rice, and avocado. Why does that combo work so well when you have a few hours?
It's all about the release rate. Those complex carbs, they're like slow-burning logs. They give you a steady stream of energy so you don't crash. The protein makes sure you have amino acids ready in your system before you start breaking down muscle.
And the fat?
The fat just slows everything down a bit, keeps you full.
Yeah.
But because you're 3 hours out, your body has plenty of time to process it, so you don't feel heavy.
Okay, that's the key difference, right? Because in that other window, the rush window, say 30 to 60 minutes before a workout.
Oh, yeah.
If I ate that meal, I'd feel awful.
You would deeply regret it.
See, digestion needs blood flow, but exercise also needs blood flow to the muscles. Your gut and your biceps end up fighting for it, and, well, you're going to lose and probably feel sick. So if I'm in that short 30 to 60 minute window, strategy completely changes.
Completely. You drop the heavy fats, you drop the fiber, you just need speed. Simple carbs are the way to go here.
So this is where something like a banana really shines.
A banana's perfect. Or maybe a slice of toast with a little bit of jam. You want something that hits the bloodstream fast. You're just topping off your muscles' fuel tanks right before you step on the gas.
I like that. Complex for the long haul, simple for the quick fix.
Exactly. It just takes the guesswork out of it.
All right. So we're fueled up, we're at the gym. This brings us to the during workout phase. And I have to ask about the person we all see walking around with a giant jug of some bright blue drink.
There's always one.
Is that actually necessary? The source has a very clear rule of thumb here.
It does, and it'll probably save you a lot of money. It all comes down to the 60-minute cutoff.
The 60-minute cutoff. Okay, break that down.
It's really simple. If your workout is under an hour, which is most standard lifting sessions or a quick run, plain water is almost always enough.
Just water. No special drinks, no intra-workout carbs.
For most people, no. Your body has enough stored energy to get through 45, even 60 minutes of hard work. You just need to stay hydrated. You don't need to be constantly sipping sugar.
That is actually really refreshing to hear. But what if I'm doing something longer, like a 90-minute circuit class or training for a marathon?
That's when you cross the threshold. Once you push past that hour mark, or if the intensity is just through the roof, your stored fuel starts to run low. That's when performance can really drop off.
And that's where intra-workout nutrition comes into play. The guide points to 3 things to look for.
Right. You've got electrolytes, simple carbs, and then BCAAs.
Let's do them one by one. Electrolytes.
So this is basically a hydration check. When you sweat, you lose minerals like sodium and potassium. Your muscles need those to fire correctly. Coconut water is a great natural source, or a quality sports drink.
Okay, and the simple carbs.
That's your quick energy boost. A piece of fruit, an energy gel. It's for when you feel that tank getting low and you just need a little something to keep the intensity high.
Now the last one. BCAAs. Branched chain amino acids. I see those letters everywhere. What's the short version on those?
Think of them as muscle insurance. During a really long workout, if your body runs out of other fuel, it might start breaking down your muscle tissue for energy.
Which is the exact opposite of why we're at the gym.
Precisely. Sipping on BCAAs gives your body a different, easier source of amino acids to use, so it spares your hard-earned muscle.
So to sum it up, under an hour, water's fine. Over an hour, maybe bring a snack.
Simple as that.
All right, workout's done, we're sweaty. Segment 3, post-workout. Repair and refuel. Now, I have heard about the anabolic window forever, the idea that if I don't chug a protein shake within 30 seconds of my last rep, it was all for nothing.
It's a very dramatic image, isn't it? Sprinting to the locker room before you lose your games.
So is there any truth to that panic?
Well, the source says the timing is critical, but it's not a 30-second emergency. It talks about a 2-step approach.
Yeah.
The idea is that right after you train, your body is like a dry sponge. It's just primed to soak up nutrients.
So what's step 1?
Step 1 is the immediate window, let's say 30 to 60 minutes after. This is the perfect time for a quick digesting shake or a small snack with both protein and carbs.
Because speed is the name of the game here.
Yes. You want to stop the breakdown process and flip the switch to rebuilding. A simple whey protein shake with a banana is like the classic for a reason. It works.
But the guide is clear that a shake isn't a meal. That's not the end of it.
Correct, and that's where a lot of people go wrong. They have the shake and think they're good for the next few hours. Step 2 was the follow-up. About 1 to 2 hours later, you need to sit down for a proper, balanced meal.
Real food.
Real food with a knife and fork. The source mentions things like chicken or fish for protein to rebuild, and then rice or sweet potatoes to refill those energy stores you just emptied.
And what about fats?
A little bit of healthy fat, like olive oil, is great here. It helps with everything else. But you see the balance.
Yeah.
You need the carbs to refuel the tank and the protein to repair the engine. You need both.
It's interesting how the guide frames it. It's not just about feeling less hungry. It's about consciously flipping a physiological switch from breakdown to growth.
That's the key. You're not just eating because your stomach is rumbling. You're eating to signal to your body, okay, the stress is over, time to rebuild.
I like that. Now, here's where it gets really interesting for me. We've done pre, during, and post-workout. Most people stop there, but the source has a 4th part, the night shift.
Ah, yes, the pre-bed snack.
This feels a bit controversial. I mean, we've always heard don't eat before bed, but this guide actually recommends it.
It does, but for a very specific reason. Muscle recovery. Your body does most of its repair work while you sleep. That's when it releases growth hormone. Yeah. But that whole process requires fuel.
So if we go to bed with an empty tank, we're basically starving the construction crew overnight.
That is a perfect way to put it. You could be fasting for 8, 10, maybe 12 hours. If your body needs amino acids during that time, it might just take them from your existing muscle tissue.
So what should we be eating? I'm guessing not a bowl of ice cream.
Definitely not. The recommendations are for casein-rich foods.
Casein. It's another protein, right? How is it different from the way we had after the workout?
Think of it this way. Whey is the fast one. It digests really quickly. Casein is the slow one. It forms a kind of gel in your stomach and releases amino acids very slowly over several hours.
A slow drip feed for your muscles all night.
Exactly.
So what foods are high in casein?
The source points to Greek yogurt or cottage cheese. They are the absolute superstars for this.
And it mentions adding a healthy fat, too.
Yes, something like almonds or a bit of peanut butter. The fat slows digestion down even more. So a bowl of Greek yogurt with some almonds is basically a time-release recovery pill you can eat with a spoon.
That really reframes late-night eating. It's not a cheat, it's a strategy.
It's strategic recovery. You're feeding your muscles while you rest.
Okay, we've walked through the whole timeline, but there's a section here on myth busting that I think we have to cover. Social media is just full of conflicting advice.
So much noise. Let's cut through some of it.
All right, myth number 1. The immediate urgency. We kind of touched on this, but let's really drive it home.
The myth is that you absolutely must eat the second you finish your workout, or it was all a waste.
That is truth.
The truth is that you have a window of a few hours. Yes, getting something in within that first hour is optimal, but if it takes you 90 minutes to get home and cook a real meal, you have not ruined anything. The window is more of a gentle slope, not a cliff you fall off.
That's a huge relief. Okay, myth number 2. This one is massive. Fasted training.
Oh, yeah.
The idea that training on an empty stomach just torches body fat.
It's a very persistent myth, but the source is pretty direct here. It says there's just not enough solid evidence to prove it's significantly more effective.
So all that suffering of working out hungry might be for nothing.
It might be. The thing is, while you might burn a slightly higher percentage of fat during that session, your overall performance often drops. You just can't push as hard when the tank is empty. So you might burn fewer calories total.
You're trading performance for a benefit that might not even be real.
Exactly. If you feel good doing it, that's one thing, but don't force it thinking it's some kind of magic hack.
Okay. Myth number 3, frequency. The old idea that you have to eat every 2 to 3 hours to stoke your metabolism.
The truth, according to this source, is that it's your total daily intake that matters most. Whether you get your protein in 3 meals or 6 meals, the end result for muscle building is pretty similar as long as the total amount is there.
But the guide does add a little nuance there about behavior.
It does. It says eating more frequently can be a great strategy to prevent overeating. It's more about managing hunger. If you wait 8 hours between meals, you get ravenous, and it's harder to make good choices.
So it's a tool for discipline, not a metabolic necessity.
Precisely.
So let's zoom out. What does this all mean for someone listening? How do we put this into practice? The source gives 4 simple takeaways.
Okay, let's simplify. Number 1, plan your meals around your workouts. Don't treat them as an afterthought. Your pre- and post-workout meals are part of the training session itself.
Tip number 2.
Eat balanced meals. Always. Protein, carbs, and healthy fats together. It sounds so basic, but people forget. That consistency is what builds the foundation.
Number 3 is the one we all ignore until it's too late.
Hydration. Just drink your water. None of this works if you're dehydrated. Your body can't move nutrients around effectively.
And the last one, number 4.
Listen to your own body. It's the best expert you have. If you feel great eating a certain way, keep doing it. If you feel sluggish after a meal, maybe switch it up. That biofeedback is gold.
And the so what? Why go through all this trouble with timing instead of just counting calories?
Because it's about getting the best possible results from the work you're already doing. It leads to training harder, feeling less sore, and actually building and keeping the muscle you want. It's about efficiency.
So it's not about adding more obsession, it's about being smarter.
Right. And, it makes you think. We're all so focused on the amount of food, on the calories, but this guide suggests the rhythm of how we eat might be just as important. Are we working with our body's natural cycles, or are we constantly fighting against them?
That is a fantastic final thought. It's about working in partnership with your own biology, and that really fits with the philosophy here. The source says, at Lët'z, we don't just focus on calories, we teach you to build smart, simple nutrition plans.
It's about empowerment, not just restriction.
Exactly. And I think we should leave everyone with the mantra from the source material. It's a good one. Remember, once a lion, always a lion.
I love that.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe. And in the meantime, let's roar.